Hello friends, today we are discussing about some problems on limit. Let's start with the first one. The first one statement is just like limit x approaching to 2 for the function we have to find out the limiting value, that is 8 minus 3x plus 12x square. Now in that function, as there is no denominator part, so we can simply put the value of x is equal to 2 in the function. And let's check what the result is. So in place of x, we are putting the value as 2. So that is 8 minus 3 into 2 plus 12 into 2 square, that is 4. So finally, we are getting the result as 50. So that is a very simple problem of limit. Let's check the second problem. In the second problem, the limit t approaching to minus 3, and we have the function that is t plus 40 upon t square plus 1. So that means there is a denominator part. So at first we have to check that the denominator part is getting 0 or not. So when we are putting the value of t is equal to minus 3 here, so we are getting t square, that means minus 3 whole square plus 1, or that one is equal to 10, that is not equal to 0. So simply in the function we can put the value of t is equal to minus 3. So after putting the value of t is equal to minus 3, the numerator part is now minus 6 and the denominator is 10. So simply we can get the result as minus 3 by 5. Let's check the third problem. In the third problem, we have to evaluate x tends to minus 5 and the function is x square minus 25 upon x square plus 2x minus 15. Now once again the numerator and the denominator part in the function. So when we are putting the value of minus 5 here, the denominator is getting 0 and the numerator is also getting the 0. So what to do in that particular problem? Here that is x square minus 25 by x square plus 2x minus 15. We are just factorizing the numerator part and also the denominator part. So when we have after factorization, that is x square minus b square, like that. So that is x minus 5 into x plus 5, and after factorizing the denominator part, that is getting x minus 3 into x plus 5. So we can cancel the x plus 5 here and we can put the value of x is equal to minus 5 here. So after putting the value, we can get the result as 5 by 4. Although the functional value was becoming 0 by 0, we can find the value of limit here in that factorization way. So the next problem, that is our problem number 4. Here the function is 2z square minus 17z plus 8 upon 8 minus z, and z is approaching to 8. So the denominator part is getting 0, and also if we put the value of 8 on the numerator part, we can say the result is also 2 into 8 square minus 17 into 8 plus 8, and also that is 0, the result. So that is once again we are getting the result as 0 by 0. So once in the same way we are factorizing the numerator, and after factorization of the numerator we are getting the factors as 2z minus 1 into z minus 8, and upon we are just taking the common as a minus 1, and we are getting 8 minus z as z minus 8 for the denominator. So we can cancel that z minus 8 and we are getting the function as 2z minus 1 by minus 1. So put the value of z for 8 here and the final result is minus 15. Let's check the next problem. Here we have to evaluate the function that is y square minus 4y minus 21 upon 3y square minus 17y minus 28 and y approaching to 7. Now once again, if we put the value of y is equal to 7 in the numerator and the denominator part, that is getting as 0 by 0. So once again we are using the factorization method for that particular problem. And the numerator y square minus 4y minus 21 after factorization getting the factors y minus 7 into y plus 3. And the denominator 3y square minus 17y minus 28, that is we are getting the factors as 3y plus 4 into y minus 7. So we are cancelling the y minus 7 here. So the function is becoming now y plus 3 upon 3y plus 4. Now put the value of y is equal to 7 in the place of y and we are getting the result as 10 by 25, and after calculation or simplification we are getting the result as 2 by 5. Let's check the next problem. Here we have to find out the value of the function, limiting value of the function, that is 6 plus h whole square minus 36 upon h, and h tends to 0. So that is another result we are getting, that is 0 by 0. When we are putting the value of h is equal to 0 in the function. So what to do? Once again we are using the factorization method. In that case, 6 plus h whole square minus 36, we are expanding it and we are getting h as a common, h into 12 plus h for the numerator part, and the denominator is already, that is only 1 h. So we can cancel the h from here and we are getting limit h approaching to 0, 12 plus h, and putting the value of 0 for h, we are getting the result as 12. So let's check the next problem. The next problem is just like the statement, limit z tends to 4, and for the numerator there is square root of z minus 2 upon z minus 4. Now that is a case of square root of z. So in that case, whatever we have to do, you can check the evaluating method for the limit in the previous videos. Here we are using the conjugate method. So that is square root of z minus 2. So we are multiplying it or the numerator with the square root of z plus 2. As there is minus 2 was there, we are multiplying with square root of z plus 2. Once again, as we have multiplied it with that square root of z plus 2, once again we are dividing it with the square root of plus 2. So after multiplication we are getting the result as the numerator is, that is a minus b into a plus b. So that is a square minus b square, z minus 4 upon z minus 4 into square root of z plus 2. So we can cancel the z minus 4 from here. So the function is now 1 upon square root of z plus 2. Now put the value of z 4 here and we are getting the result as 1 by 4. So in that method, that is the conjugate method, we can also solve the functions which are containing the square roots. Let's check the next problem. Now the next problem is also containing the square root system. That means limit x tends to minus 3. The numerator is now square root of 2x plus 22 minus 4 and the denominator is x plus 3. So once again, when the square root in the numerator part or in the denominator part, here we are multiplying the numerator part with the square root of 2x plus 22 plus 4. That is the conjugate method. And as we have multiplied it with the square root of 2x plus 22 plus 4, we are dividing it with square root of 2x plus 22 plus 4. So after a minus b into a plus b, we are getting the numerator as 2x plus 22 minus 16, and the denominator part is x plus 3 into square root of 2x plus 22 plus 4. So the numerator is now getting, after taking common as 2, that is 2 into x plus 3, and the denominator is also containing the x plus 3. So we can cancel the x plus 3 from here. So we are getting the function as like 2 by square root of 2x plus 22 plus 4. So we are putting the value of x is equal to minus 3 in place of x, and we are getting the result as 2 by 8, or after simplification we are getting the result as 1 by 4. So next check the next problem. The problem statement is now limit x approaching to 0, and the numerator is x and the denominator is 3 minus square root of x plus 9. Now when we are putting the value of x is equal to 0 in the place of the x, then we are getting once again that is 0 by 0, and that is another case of square root. So once again we are using the conjugate method. In that case the square root is present in the denominator part, so we are multiplying it as there is the minus thing, so that we are using the plus in the denominator, and also once again we have to multiply it in the numerator part also. So after multiplication we are getting the function as x into 3 plus square root of 9x plus 9 and 9 minus x plus 9. So that is we are getting the denominator as minus x. So we can cancel the x from here. So the function is becoming now limit x tends to 0, that is 3 plus square root of x plus 9 upon minus 1, and after putting the value of x is equal to 0, we are getting the result as minus 6. So let's check the next problem, what it said. Now the given function, in the given there is a function given that is fx, and for x less than 1 the function is 7 minus 4x, and for the function x greater than equal to 1 the function is x square plus 2. We have to find out the limit for x approaching to minus 6, and we have to find a limit for x approaching to minus 1. Let's start with the first one, that is limit f x tends to minus 6 for fx. Now when x is tending to minus 6, that means x is less than 1. So we have to use that particular function, that is 7 minus 4x. So here we are using in place of fx, that is 7 minus 4x, and putting the value of x is equal to minus 6, we are getting the result as 31. Let's check x tends to 1, that particular function. Now when that is x tends to 1, that means we have to find out the limit for the left hand and also for the right hand. So the left hand limit means, that means x tends to 1 minus, that we have to check, and x tends to 1 plus, that is for the right hand. Let's check. So when we are checking the left hand limit, that means x tends to 1 minus fx, that means that is less than 1. So we have to use that particular function, that is 7 minus 4x. So putting the value of x is equal to 1, we are getting the result as 3. Once again, as x tends to 1 minus, that is implying that x less than 1. Now for right hand, that means x tends to 1 plus. Now when that is x tends to 1 plus, that means we have to use that function, that is x square plus 2. When x tends to 1 plus, that implies x greater than 1. So we are putting the value for that particular function, that is x square plus 2 in place of x, that is 1, and we are getting the result as 3. So now we are getting that the left hand limit is 3 and right hand limit is also 3. So we can simply say the overall limit must exist, and that is true, and that is limit x tends to 1 for fx is equal to 3. That is the same for the right hand and left hand. In the next video we will discuss about some more important topic, that is known as L'Hopital.